Hi, ladies and gentlemen, back again. Bathrobe Chronicles number 64. Well, I actually taped one of these things, or whatever you call it, a week or so ago. And after I taped it, I decided that I wasn't sure if what I had said that I really felt it, whatever that means. Anyway, here's what I want to talk about. Recently, by the way, this is December, I think, 10th, 2009. Recently, two of three SEALs, Navy SEALs, were arraigned. There's a third SEAL. As I understand it, and obviously, I have no inside information to anything. As I understand it, you guys may remember, I think it was in 2004, though I'm not sure, and there were four contractors, what was the name? Blackwater at the time it was called, contractors who were killed, and their bodies were burned, they were dragged through the street, and at least two of them were hung from a bridge. Now, it's also my understanding, I could be wrong about everything, not only this, but everything I've said anytime, but anyway, that one of them was a SEAL, a former SEAL. Anyway, these three young men, and by the way, if you guys don't know what a SEAL is, it's sea, land, air. I mean, this is the elite of the Navy. Every service has these elite warriors. There's nothing else to say. How do you become a SEAL? I have no idea. I would imagine a lot of people couldn't even apply. And once you meet the application requirements, so to speak, I would imagine a lot of them are just not even considered once they put the application in. Then you get the application, and then some are selected or what have you. And I'm not sure what the process is, but ultimately you get to SEAL training, where you go through like SEAL boot camp, which, by everything we're told, is about the toughest there is anywhere. And then when some folks drop out of that, you end up with, I guess what you'd have to say is the cream of this is it. This is the Navy elite. Then, as I understand it, and I knew a SEAL once. Okay, great. And I know another SEAL. But it seems like what these fellows do is they train their entire life. In other words, you go through all this SEAL baloney they put you through, to try to weed out everybody and everything else, and then you're just constantly training. And, most likely the SEALs are in places we don't even know about now, doing things that no one wants to do, that our government sends them there to do. I mean, these guys get like the worst of the worst jobs, I would imagine, or the most difficult, whichever term you want to use. So this is really, these are our young men who have sacrificed a lot just to go through this process, become a SEAL, and then there's this ongoing training. Here again, I'm not a SEAL, and I don't really know what it's like, but I would imagine this, this is a life where you're dedicating yourself any minute to be asked to go somewhere, to have the world's toughest assignments, or the worst, whichever term you want to use. And I would imagine you have to be pretty damn highly dedicated to do this. Now, for whatever it's worth, if anything, many, many, many years ago, in another life, 20, 25 years ago, I went to a couple of parties where there were SEALs. I went to a couple of SEAL parties, whichever way you want to put it. And as I said, just a couple of times, and this, my memory goes back 25 years. But I remember these folks is not some, and I could be wrong about everything I'm saying here, but as I remember them, they weren't some kind of weirdos. These were really cool people, bright, intelligent people, dedicated people. And anyway, what I'm working up to is we are now arraigning, bringing to trial three SEALs. Now, as I understand it, what they did is they caught one of the terrorists who supposedly was the instigator or the main dude or whatever in the killing of these four contractors. And it's also, as we're told in the newspaper here, evidently after he was captured, he may have been hit in the stomach and he may have been hit in the mouth. That's my understanding of it, okay? Now, I think that, and then a couple of them maybe making false statements. Making a false statement is lying. Now, what if you were a person who was going to say, hey, what's going to happen? Do we bring these kids to trial, young men, young warriors, or whatever? What do we do here? I don't know. I think the thing that disturbs me about this is these are the elite. They should be held to high standards. That doesn't mean that we can't understand in a moment of passion, for lack of a better word. Can you imagine, you caught this allegedly dreadful human being and you just, boom, punch him in the mouth or punch him in the stomach. No, they shouldn't have done that. And we're supposed to be better than that or whatever. But these are human beings. And for all we know, this guy killed one of their brothers, one of their SEALs. That's my understanding. Okay, so what do we do now? I think the thing that disturbs me is the lying part, assuming they did. I'm not saying they did it. They're charged with making false statements, which I guess that's a lie. And I know, for instance, I can't say this for all police departments, but I think most police departments, if you lie once, you know, that's it, you're out. You can't, in other words, you can't have someone who lies, period. So when I reflected back on that, I decided not to, the other one that I had taped or filmed or whatever you want to call it, I decided not to post that one. I guess the catalyst or impetus or whatever for this is John Yoo. Do you guys remember John Yoo? Well, anyway, I'm going to tell you. Let me go to part 2.